हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है और अभी हम कर रहे हैं करंट अफेयर्स। तो इंडिया रैंक्स थर्ड ग्लोबली विद 65 क्लीन एनर्जी इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोजेक्ट्स, says COP28 linked report. India has a pipeline of 65 clean energy industrial projects, the third highest after China and the US, spread across the chemicals, steel, cement, aluminium, and aviation sectors, concentrated in states such as Odisha, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Rajasthan. The findings are part of a report by the Industrial Transition Accelerator (ITA), a global multi-stakeholder initiative launched at COP28 to catalyze decarbonization across the heavy emitting industry and transport sectors, which together represent a third of global emissions. ITA is led by co-chairs Sultan Al Jaber, Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology of the UAE and COP28 President, Simon Isser, UN Climate Change Executive Secretary, and Michael R. Bloomberg, UN Secretary General's Special Envoy on Climate Ambition and Solutions. Indian origin Ghazala Hashmi wins Virginia Lieutenant Governor election. India-born American politician Ghazala Hashmi has been elected as Virginia's Lieutenant Governor, becoming the first Muslim and South Asian American to be elected to the top political post in the state. Miss Hashmi, 61, a Democrat, secured 1 lakh 1,46,05,634 votes, 54.2%, way ahead of her Republican rival John Reid, who secured 1,23,02,242 votes, with 79% of votes in. The Virginia State Senator, who emerged victorious on Election Day, November 4, 2025, was among the over 30 Indian Americans and South Asian candidates running for office for key nationwide position in the 2025 elections. Mish Hashmi is the first Muslim and the first South Asian American to serve in the Virginia Senate. Democrat Johan Mamdani creates history as a New York first Muslim South Asian mayor. Johan Mamdani, November 4, 2025, made history by becoming New York City's first Muslim mayor-elect and its youngest since 1970, topping off a stunning grassroots campaign led by the message of affordability and upending a political class dominated by wealthy donors. In his victory speech before a jubilant crowd in Brooklyn, the 34-year-old former state assemblyman declared, "Tonight, New York has stepped from the old into new." Quoting from Jawaharlal Nehru's Tryst with Destiny speech, Mr. Mamdani said, "Standing before you, I remember the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of nation long surprised finds utterance." The 34 year old Democratic Socialist and State Assembly member from Queens secured victory with more than 50% of the vote. He defeated both a Republican challenger Curtis Sliwa and former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who was backed by formidable coalition of billionaires who spent millions in an effort to block his rise. Cuomo, 67, finished second with just over 40%, while Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa received just over 7% of the vote. Google's project Suncatcher aims to scale AI data centers in space. Google announced a new research project that aims to launch AI chips into space via solar powered satellites called Project Suncatcher. The new Moonshoot project was jump started because Google believed that space could be the best place to scale AI compute. The idea has come out as the world that deals with the growing environmental impact in terms of water and electricity from the construction of AI data centers. Google plans to launch a couple of prototype satellites by 2027 in partnership with the company Planet. Maldives become world's first country to enforce generation tobacco ban. The island nation of the Maldives has officially become the first country in the world to impose a generational ban on tobacco smoking, outlawing the buying, selling, or use of tobacco products for anyone born on or after 1 January 2007. The law defines that individuals born or after 1 January 2007 will never be legally allowed to purchase, use, or to be sold tobacco products in the Maldives. The Maldives Generation Tobacco Ban is the latest step in the country's long standing campaign against smoking, which also includes a strict prohibition on electronic cigarettes. In late 2024, the Maldivian government banned the impact, possession, use, manufacture, and sale of all vaping products, applying the restriction to people of all ages. The ban came into force on November 1 across the archipelago, a move the Ministry of Health hailed as a historic milestone in safeguarding public health and fostering a tobacco free generation. Ajay Kumar Sood and David Warren Smith unveils IN UK STP dashboard in New Delhi. Principal Scientific Advisor PSA to the Government of India Professor Ajay Kumar Sood and the National Technology Advisor to the United Kingdom Dr. David Warren Smith unveiled the pilot version of India United Kingdom Science and Technology Partnership dashboard on 4th November 2025 in a bilateral meeting that took place in Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. The pilot version of the INUK STP dashboard, jointly developed by the Office of PSA and the British High Commission in India, covers 143 bilateral projects jointly supported and implemented by various stakeholders from India and UK from 2018 onwards. The dashboard maps the projects in terms of funding value, implementing partners, and finding funding agencies from both sides. The project mapping is also done with respect to the India UK Science and Innovation Council goals, 17 Sustainable Development Goals SDG, and Board Area of Technology Corporation of understand the strategic alignment and synergy with the high level bilateral priorities. APEDA facilitates export of 20 metric ton fortified rice from Chhattisgarh to Papua New Guinea. The Agricultural Processed Food Products Export Development Authority APEDA under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry Government of India has facilitated the export of 20 metric tons of fortified rice from Chhattisgarh to Papua New Guinea (PNG). This consignment represents yet another significant milestone in India's ongoing endeavor to augment its agricultural export portfolio and to strengthen the nation's reputation as a reliable supplier of high quality, fortified, and value added food products in global markets. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate the year long commemoration of 150 years of the national song Vande Mataram. The Ministry of Culture will organize the inaugural ceremony of the commemoration of 150 years of the national song Vande Mataram on 7 November 2025 at the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium, New Delhi. The occasion will be graced by the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi as the chief guest. This event marks the formal launch of a year-long nationwide commemoration from 7th November 2025 to 7 November 2026, celebrating 150 years of this timeless composition with which inspired India's freedom movement and continues to evoke national pride and unity. Indian Navy to commission IKSHAK, charting a new course in indigenous hydrographic excellence. The Indian Navy is poised to enhance its hydrographic survey capabilities with the commissioning of IKSHK, the third vessel of survey vessel, large SVL class, and the first to be based at the Southern Naval Command. The ship will be formally commissioned into service in presence of Admiral Dinesh Kedarpati, Chief of Naval Staff, at ceremony at Naval Base Kochi, built by Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers JRSE Limited, Kolkata. ISHAC stands as a shining example of India's growing self-reliance in shipbuilding. The vessel embodies over 80% indigenous content, reflecting the success of the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative and collaborative synergy between GRSE and Indian Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises (MSME). The name Aishak, meaning guide in Sanskrit, aptly defines the ship's role as a sentinel of precision and purpose. The vessel is designed to undertake full-scale coastal and deep-water hydrographic surveys of ports, harbors, and navigational channels. The data generated by will be vital for ensuring safe navigation at sea, strengthening India's maritime safety framework. MITI unveils India AI governance guidelines under India AI mission to ensure safe, inclusive, and responsible adaptation of AI. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology (MITI) under the Indian AI mission unveiled the Indian AI governance guidelines, a comprehensive framework to ensure safe, inclusive, and responsible AI adaptation across sectors. The launch marks a key milestone ahead of the India AI Impact Summit 2026 as India strengthens its leadership in responsible AI governance. The guidelines propose a robust governance framework to boost cutting edge innovation and safely develop and deploy AI for all while mitigating risk to individuals and society. PM Modi launched RDI fund to support private investment in research. Prime Minister Narendra Modi November 3, 2025 launched the 1 lakh crore RDI fund to promote private sector investments in research and development. He launched the Research Development and Innovation RDI fund at the first ever Emerging Science, Technology and Innovation Conclave ESTIC that brings together policymakers, innovators, and global visionaries to drive the government's Viksit Bharat 2047 vision. Mr. Modi also launched a coffee table book on scientific achievements of India and a vision document for science and technology. The Department of Science and Technology DST is nodal ministry of RDI fund that will operate through a two-tiered funding structure. At the first level, a special purpose fund (SPF) will be established within the Anusandhan National Research Foundation (ANRF), which will serve as the custodian of 1 lakh crore corpus. The fund will not directly invest in industries and startups but will channel capital to second level fund managers who can be alternative investment funds, AIF, development finance institutions, DFI, non banking finance companies, NBFCs, among others. Recommendations for support will be made by second level fund managers through investment committees comprising experts from financial, business, and technical domains operating at arm's length from the government. MOIL, MOIL achieves best ever October production since inception. MOIL has recorded production of 160 lakh tons of manganese ore in October 2025, which is its best ever October month production since inception, higher by 9.1% in comparison to corresponding period last year CPLY. During first 7 months of fiscal year 26, the company has recorded production of 11.04 lakh tons, which is higher by 85% over CPLY. Counting its strong focus on exploration, MOIL has achieved its highest ever exploratory core drilling of 57,275 meters during the period April-October 2025. Commenting on the performance, Sri Ajit Kumar Saxena, CMD MOIL, stated, "It is encouraging that the upward trend in production during the first 7 months has been maintained. India lost top spot of China in QS Asia University Ranking 2026. India has lost its top spot as the most represented higher education system in the 2026 QS World University Rankings for Asia to China after 2 years, with 9 out of its 10 highest ranked institutions slipping in rank from last year. India now stands second in Asia. According this year ranking, 137 Indian universities entered the list, bringing the country's total to 294, while China added 261 institutions, reaching a total 395 overall. 1529 universities featured in the rankings this year. और इसके साथ करंट अफेयर्स हो जाती है समाप्त.